I'm in a very mystical kind of spot by the water right now. And I came to this realization that everything that is not assisting you on getting to where you want to be is a distraction. And a lot of these have been designed as such. Life is so much like a game. Like you have a goal. Every game has a goal or an endpoint. And in life, we have goals and desires and outcomes we want to see. When we go through life, our focus can become really tainted or blurry, and we start falling into these distractions that are not nourishing us on getting to our goal or getting to that endpoint or outcome. The more that we grow in awareness of that, it's really a gateway into the end of self-blame and self-sabotage, because we're not necessarily hurting ourselves on the journey. We're just falling into the distractions around us. And sometimes we want to do that for pleasure, for exploration. And a lot of times we learn things by playing with the distractions. But the more that we lock in and actually truly commit to where it is we want to go, what it is we want to see, who it is we want to be, the more that we pour our energy into all those that nourish that support that. Everything we do in our life, everything we do in our day does not always support our goals. And in reality, there's no reason for that. We can find a way to do everything with that intention. It's such a double-edged sword because we have to take responsibility. Yet there's so much of life that is not our responsibility, that is not our creation. And we have to play the game as such with that knowledge. It's kind of like our energy is like water. I've kind of used an analogy like this before in life, but our energy is like water, and we have really big vases that we want to fill up. And these are our true goals, our desires, a representation of who it is we want to be. And we have a choice if we want to dump into those big vases, or we just want to dump into these small vases all around the big vases. A lot of times because it gives us a sense of accomplishment because we filled up a small glass instead of a big vase. But we never feel fully fulfilled by filling up those small cups. Whew. I like that one. For me, an author. I am an author. I have always had this elusive, kind of idea of that and dream of that. Yet the more that I dedicated myself to that path, that actual becoming, the easier it gets. And the more I see opportunity to deeper align, deeper come in touch with that. Whatever is not nourishing you has to go. Whether it's a person or a job or a relationship, there's so many other opportunities out there, but you won't know which one to pick unless you truly tune in to where it is you're going. Like on a board game, there's a very obvious path you have to take. Just like in life, there's a very obvious path you have to take, yet we choose to get off the path. We choose to wander into the middle of the board. And like I said, that's not always bad, but it answers the question as to why am I not where I want to be? Because we're making those choices that don't fill the big vase, that pour into the cup. Just like money. Money is such a touchy subject nowadays, but it is the truth that money equals freedom. Money equals, I read something else, at least in my life. Ooh, hey, at least in my life, money equals choices. That's what it is. Money equals choices. Because when you don't have a lot of money, it really limits your choices. And of course, I'm attuning this to what I want, but I want everyone to have choices. I want everyone to leave that realm of scarcity, and we can. It's just pouring into the big vase. The bigger the risk, the bigger the return. A lot of times going after our dreams seems extremely risky. It feels extremely risky because it is. we've been so conditioned that we need so much security. And we do need a degree of security. You know what the biggest form of security is? Knowing who you are. That's the biggest form of security. It's not the stable job, it's not this or that, it's knowing who you are, and everything else is going to take care of itself. A little bit of Delulu in the mix. You need a little Delulu, but you also have to have 2 feet on the ground. This really came to me when I was thinking about spending time on social media or on your phone. And the truth of that is, it was designed to have you obsessed, to have you obsessively scrolling, to have you super engaged with it. With your knowing of that, you can empower yourself then to go even deeper into self-love by not giving into that distraction. Of course, like sometimes we want to do it for pleasure, but social media really birthed this kind of cycle for me where it was like I would do it and then I would realize I was on it for too long and then I would beat myself up. I would self-blame. I would basically start destructing and I would not get off of it for another 4 hours. Yet instead, when you come to that point of awareness and you're like, okay, this was designed to do this to me, what choice am I gonna make? Instead of putting all the responsibility on yourself when it's not all on you. It's not always all on you. It's a very precious balance. It's a slippery slope to recognize where you have to take responsibility, and where you get to make a choice. Where you get to make a choice. It's not always about taking responsibility. It's sometimes about making a choice. It's kind of like everything that isn't nourishing you on the path to your goal is weaponized as a distraction. And we kind of start falling in love with the distractions, but no love is as great as the pursuing of our path. And we learn that, and it's like a relationship. We start understanding the ways we get validated on it. We understand what is necessary in order to truly make way on it. And the more that we start pouring into the big vase and taking steps that are on the non-negotiable path instead of wandering off like a recluse, we actually start achieving and receiving what we really want. Because your true gifts point to your true north, where you have to get in this lifetime, where you're meant to get in this lifetime, where you're being called to get in this lifetime. Everybody has it. Not everybody's pursuing that, and that's okay. You're watching this video, so you are. And you have to know that intuitively, you have a system within you that is guiding you divinely and is nodding to you what is nourishing you, what is leading you forward, what is lighting your soul up, and what is not. On top of that, you have the power and the capability to exchange and basically alchemize certain aspects in your life in order to benefit where you're going. You can alchemize relationships. You can alchemize parts of your day. You can alchemize the way that you read a book, the way that you journal, and you can attune them to the path that you're getting to know so well. Isn't that so exciting? Everything can benefit you. To pull in astrology, we're in a powerful point of Pisces, and Pisces is a very, very spiritual sign, very much unifying of everything, oneness of all. And in that, right now, specifically, it's relevant all the time, but we really are being divinely supported in recognizing that everything's spiritual. Everything is bountiful, everything is worthy, everything is honorable, everything. What we have to do though is we have to find it, we have to see it, we have to put our psychic eyes on and be able to pick out the right berries, the right fruit. May this message find your heart, and may it attune you to the frequency of your true divine nature, what it is you are meant to be, who it is you're meant to be, the way that your soul is to be reflected in the highest octave possible. That's what life is. It's reflecting of our soul. The more that we empower that and embrace that, the greater we feel, the higher we vibe, and the more aligned our life becomes. Not just for ourselves, for everyone around us. I promise. Oh, it's so freaking beautiful. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh. Every single moment of every single day, we can be making way to the truth of who it is we may. So remember that you don't need to blame yourself when you get stuck into distraction. You just have to make a choice. You have to decide to do something different, do something that you know you want to and that you need to, instead of putting that blame on you and destructing when you don't need to. Thank you so much, fam. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching this and being here with me. I appreciate you so much. May our dreams come true. And always remember that love lives within you. All right, I'll see you on the next one.